So everyone knows the ending of Dirty John. The knife, the parking lot, and the daughter who fought back. But what if I told you that the most important part of the story happened decades earlier? Long before Debra even met John Meehan. Today, I'm not going to be talking about what you've already seen on the Netflix series Dirty John. This is the story that no one tells. How Dirty John was made, and how a narcissist perfects his craft, and how his first wife, Tanya, survived 10 years with this man who is quietly becoming a monster because predators don't appear overnight. They practice. Hey guys, I'm Holly Mae Cormier, author of Memphis, a domestic thriller about love, survival, and violence. My story is about escaping and thriving after narcissistic abuse, and the audiobook is now available. I'm going to put the links to purchase on Amazon and on my website in the description below. If you like true crime and hearing about narcissistic personality deep dives, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to like this video. So let's get into it. John did not wake up one day and decide to just target Debra Newell. By the time he met her, he had decades of experience in the art of manipulation, a long criminal history, multiple restraining orders, and a lifetime of learned deception. John learned early that lying pays. His father was a career criminal. He was someone that used his own children as tools in his scams and hustles. John wasn't just exposed to deception. It was a way of life and survival. According to family members, his father, William, normalized fraud, manipulated people for money, and modeled entitlement without accountability. Now, there were even accusations from John's sister that John himself unalived their father while he was sick in the hospital. And she believes that when she left the hospital room, he had injected their fathers with a dose of morphine that turned out to be lethal. Nothing was ever proven, but this accusation alone tells us something very important. Violence and control were never foreign concepts in the life of John Meehan. Add to that child abuse, substance abuse, and a total lack of empathy training, starting from childhood by his own father. This is how narcissistic personalities form, especially the covert type. I don't think he was a covert narcissist. He seemed like he was more of an out there personality. He was not shy about telling everybody that he was a phenomenal doctor, which we know wasn't even true. He was a nurse. So the first wife, Tanya. So in November 1990, John married Tanya. He was 31, she was 25. At first, the marriage seemed fine. They had 2 daughters. He appeared to be a good father. He was charming until he wasn't. Tanya later said something chilling in an interview on Dr. Phil. She said, after we got married, his charm completely disappeared. And within 2 years of getting married to John, Tanya discovered that he had been having an affair. And as a result of this affair, he had fathered a child outside of his marriage. She chose to stay with him. And this is important, because narcissists use long-term partners to refine their control. So for 10 years, Tanya unknowingly became his emotional test subject, his manipulation rehearsal, his practice ground. Then one day, 10 years into their marriage, John blindsided her. She thought their marriage was fine, and he, out of the blue, nothing's wrong, just ask for a divorce. No explanation, no warning, no remorse, just like that. So after the divorce, Tanya started doing what Debra would do many years down the road. She searched, and what she found was terrifying. She found stolen hospital drugs in their home, lies about his career, and a trail of deception. She even tracked down his mother, Dolores, whom after 10 years of marriage, she had never even met. And at their wedding, back 10 years prior to this, back in 1990, the only people on John's side that attended were his groomsmen, his friends. He had zero family at their wedding. And his explanation to Tanya was they were drug addicts and they would just ruin the day for them. And he didn't want anything to do with them. He was just better off without his family in his life. But now, 10 years later, I mean, between the affair and just the ending of their marriage for no apparent reason, she started digging and then she decided to reach out to his mother, Dolores. And as soon as she called his mother and introduced herself on the line, "Oh, Tanya, I knew I'd hear from you one day." This is classic narcissistic isolation tactic. Cut off outside voices, control the narrative, and play the victim. Sound familiar? Enter Debra, the perfect target. So when John Meehan met Debra Newell, he was freshly out of prison by 2 whole days. That's right. Their first date, he had just gotten out of prison 2 days prior to their first date. He was 55 and she was 59. By the third date, he said that he loved her. That isn't romance, that's love bombing. He mirrored her, he read her. He became exactly what she wanted. He told her that he was a doctor, a humanitarian, a loving father, that he had multiple properties across California, and that he was a humanitarian working in Iraq with Doctors Without Borders. He also had many scars on his body. And the scars and the explanation for these scars on his body was him being in the war. And he had a oxy addiction apparently too. And he also had the perfect excuse for this. Well, when he was in the war in Iraq, he got a back injury, and that's why he was taking these oxys for pain management for his back. Every lie he told was engineered to trigger sympathy, admiration, and trust. Within weeks of meeting John Meehan, Debra had bought him a whole new wardrobe because apparently he lost all of his clothes in Iraq. She rented out a $6,500 a month apartment for them. She paid a year up front and she moved him into this new apartment despite warnings from her daughters, who right off the bat got a creepy vibe from the guy. So the daughters saw it first. Jacqueline felt it immediately. So Tara described him upon their first meeting as cold, dismissive, and uninterested in her. Predators don't charm everyone that they know, only people that they have some sort of need for. Then came the comment that changed everything. John casually joked about taking out Jacqueline, the older sister, with a sniper. Debra apparently laughed at the comment. Her nephew, Chad, did not find this funny whatsoever. And what Chad uncovered would expose the real Dirty John. He found multiple restraining orders from women against John. We had 3 active restraining orders and 3 in the courts waiting to be approved against this man. Women fleeing across state lines to escape him. A millionaire patient he stalked after trying to steal her family money. And online warnings from datingpsychos.com calling him a very dangerous man that women need to stay away from. Women had been screaming into the void for years about this man. Dirty John didn't snap. He was built through childhood conditioning, through unchecked narcissism, and through a decades-long marriage that sharpened his manipulative skills. Debra wasn't his first victim. She was the one who survived long enough to finally expose him. And the most dangerous narcissists, it's the ones that don't look loud. They look normal. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what story you want me to cover next week. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Good night.